much you guys recognize this landing. I don't know if you can recognize it at all. This was the job about this time last year. We cut all the big pine off of, all those big white pine. And the reason I want to do this video is because Dale did that video about the regen and, you know, the clear cuts and his forestry lessons. And he's right, folks. So it kind of inspired me to do this quick little video myself. We're going to go back here and we're going to show you what a year's time has brought this section back here that we just clear cut. I mean, a year ago, this place was level. You know, nothing left. So let's go back and check it out. Hope y'all enjoy. And if you can see it, they're running down through there. There goes some deer. Imagine that. Deer in a clear cut. Who'd have thunk it? This is our main skid road, my main skid road. That was a little one off to the side. But if you go back in the videos, you look, this skid road was almost axle deep ruts at one time. Look how nice it is. A little dozer work, filled her back in. It's like it never happened. Look at this. Stump shots, regen. I think that's cherry. Now this section here has got some garbage in it. I tried to leave just the cherry. There's a couple trees that got away from me though. And I don't have much camera life. I can always use my phone too, I guess. But you could see that pine tree just blew over down there. Some of that was real wet, that's why we couldn't get to the pines. Here's some stuff we shoved in the way to keep the somewhat of the ATV riders out. They had a little bit of an issue with that before us. I don't have much battery life, but look at that. Look at how much. That's all natural, folks. I mean, that's just, I didn't plant nothing. Look how that all grew back. We're gonna go out here to the big pine thicket. Give me a minute. All right, this was the big pine where we cut all, this was all heavily, you can see stump, 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 stump. There's stumps everywhere. This was big white pine. Check this out. Look at the regrowth already, the regen. Look here, this is 1 year. These are little oak trees. These are little oak trees. In a year's time, look at this. That's awesome. There's some of these trees we just kind of whacked because I smashed them so they would regen. And this is little oaks here too. Look at the stump shots out of that. That's a year old. A year that grew that much. Isn't that cool? I mean, one summer's of not even a full growing season. I think we finished up here in March. So we'll go back a little further now. I got some rain on the camera there, sorry. But we'll go back further. Almost looks like somebody drove a truck back here. The way this is packed down. But yeah, let's go a little further. Like I said, main skid road. We pulled over 100,000 feet off this job. Came out on this road. You'd never know it. I mean, you'd know it, but it's not all tore up like people think. We left some oak mass trees. Not that one, that's a dead pine tree. We left that just because for animals. There's an oak, nice oak, red oak there. There's a red oak behind that. I should have whacked them couple little pine there. I just didn't want to tear things up too bad around the base of them trees. Some more oak back there we left. Trying to show you here. Let me get a little further back in. Here's some more. Look at these oaks. I'll have to go back and try to find the video. I remember I split it, I busted up that one oak. I used that oak tree to push the one beyond it. It's funny I remember that, but here's this one. Look, you can tell I cut that. But look, that's all regen. Stump shot regen. There's some on that one. There's a bunch on that one. Look at that one go. And those look little beech trees, birch trees. I don't know what those are. There's a little scrub tree, a little hardwood. Oh, that's the one I split right there. Yeah, I used that stump over there. Look, you could see it. Like I said, this was a main skid road. And it looks like the ATV riders found a way in. All those stumps got stump shots. Folks, I didn't plan any of this. This was bladed flat to control the water. Water barred where there's hills. We're gonna go back over here. There's this real steep hill, like the top of a high wall. I had to run out on this with the skidder. We're gonna go over and check that out, because we cut a lot of stuff out of there too. And this is probably 5 years time. This will get so thick that you can't walk in here, and the deer and animals just love it. All right, here's the high wall. Look at those. Can you see them? All those stump shots there off of that stump, and all the little scrub stuff growing all throughout here. And there's oak shoots off of every oak tree we cut in here. Now, some of those aren't going to survive, obviously, but there's some that will. And this whole top was all pine and oak, and some of this stuff over here I just couldn't reach. As you can look down in there, I mean, it's just horrendous. And I didn't have a dozer on this job, so I had to be careful where I went, because I was unable to get out. Now, down in there's a big cut, like a high wall. That's where all the water comes out of the big strip cut up that way. And this is where I drove that skidder down. Look at the trees on this side. Those maples weren't there. You can see where I drug the logs right up through. Look at all these little maples. That maple's 8 feet tall almost in a year. There's a little one there. Even got some little pines coming back. I don't know what that's all about. That's crazy. This was a steep little hill, man. I remember throwing the trees off and going down there and getting them. Oh, look at this. This is a cherry tree. Look at all the growth. Look at this down here. This is an oak tree. Look at all the growth on this one. Look at all that. That's some stout stuff. Man, that's just wild. There was one patch we just couldn't get over there. Just too many high walls. You know, and you look at, I mean, I don't know how to tell this. Like, this from here to right there, if you were to draw 2 straight lines straight up, that's only about 40 feet. And it drops every bit of 50. I don't know what that would be in a slope, but that's why I like having 200 foot of cable on the drum. If you can see it, you can get it. But I got there, that was a white pine. And look at all the scrubby stuff growing right here. Some of it's just weeds. But look at it out through there. Anybody tells you, oh, it's not going to grow back. Well, that's what's so great about the East Coast. We cut all this stuff down. Basically flatten it. And Mother Nature does her thing. I keep bumping something. It's telling me I got to do auto exposure, so sorry if I mess this up. Pretty wild, man. Pretty wild. We left some trees. Like, here's a cherry for mast. There's a little oak down there. Some more cherry down there. There's an oak there. That would be your trying to promote what you want to have grow back. Considering most of this job was pine, it's coming back nice. There was some good red oak in here. And this was the average age of a tree. That's the word, age. Was 75 years old. Most of the stuff in here was 65 to 75 years old. I mean, you look at some of the oak stumps. There's another. Look at that one. That's a great big stump. Yeah, it's not veneer trees, but those are great lumber trees. They were clean. Look at this one. I got a big old Sasquatch hoof. It's at least a foot long. This is almost 3. That tree is 30 inches. Every bit of 30 inches. In 75 years, 65 to 75 years, in a human's lifetime, we grew all that back from nothing. That's the best part. This was completely rooted up. As Dale would say, it's flipped upside down. There's some oaks. You imagine how fast it would come back if it was good soil, you know, virgin dirt. So if you clear cut something that wasn't strip mined per se. But just want to put this out there for a lot of people that think a clear cut is such a bad thing. It's not. There's certain spots where it's not a good thing, and there's other spots where it's just the only thing you should do. Just gives it a chance. And there's spots in here, like I said, I just couldn't reach some of that back in there that it should have been leveled. I couldn't get to it logistically. Ooh, whoa, there's a soft spot. So that being said, we did what we could do. Just look how it grows back. Here, look at these little trees. Look at all these little trees growing back. These are little cherries, I think. Right in the middle of the skid road too. They say, oh, you have to mulch. If you make a logging road, you have to mulch it. That's a load of crap. You don't have to mulch it. Look at this. There might be a certain situation where you're on a real steep embankment, you know, where you want to promote growth of something to stabilize the soil as fast as you can. Yes, but they want you, some of these places, to mulch the flat ground. Look. Not only do we have the grasses, you know, just perennial grass, just stuff that just grows. Look at this. That's a year old. That's an oak tree, a red oak too. Look at them big old leaves. Look at that. A little oak here in a year, and the deer even rubbed it already. See, deer just as bad for the woods as loggers. Here's more oak. Look at that. More oak. Crazy stuff, man. So I just wanted to show that this is only, we finished cutting here March of 2018. So that'll tell you how fast it'll come back. And this is strip mine ground, so it's not desirable dirt at all. So that was a big aspen patch. We went up there and cut all the aspen out and left all regular hardwoods up there. Unless it was a big grade hardwood, you know, that got cut out. And then some of the ones that would never turn into anything got cut out. And then the rest was left to promote growth of new hardwood. The aspen did its job. It's time for the money trees to come back. We got a few we left in there. Now there's all that over there, but I couldn't cut that. That was not on our property. See the boundaries right there. I can't know if you can tell there's pink hashes on those trees. I put those there like 2 years ago. A long time ago. I think that was a fall 2017 I put that in. Not quite 2 years. But look, I cut all that stuff off the hill. Look at that oak stump. That's an oak tree, folks. Look at the stuff that grew off of that already. That's crazy. A little cherry up there, a little oak on top. It'll all come back. Here's this. This is a little locust tree. They use those a lot on strip mines because locust is a nitrogen producing tree. And nitrogen is good for growth. It's like, you know, what do you call that? Fertilizer. Yeah. So, all right, that's enough for this. I hope you all enjoyed. Hope someone sees this and realizes it's, maybe learns a little something. Not even learn, just it opens their eyes a little bit to like, hey, this isn't, you know, what I thought it was. That's the goal here. So I gotta get back to the truck because it's fixing to start raining.